Today we're taking a look at the NFL matches, which are happening on Saturday, August 28, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Green Bay Packers vs Buffalo Bills. This Green Bay Packers defense was solid against the pass last season as they allowed the 7th fewest passing yards. Allen led one of the league's most lethal offensive attacks last season. It took a run-in with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs for them to be bested offensively. However, there aren't many teams out there capable of hanging with Buffalo. Packers' defense during the preseason has been good as well against the pass, as they are allowing 157 passing yards per game against 2 weaker offenses in the Houston Texans and New York Jets. The Bills haven't allowed more than 15 points in their last 2 preseason games. So not only are they getting the job done on offense, but they're also making strides on the defensive side of the ball as well. The odds of those efforts continuing to trend upward are drastically increased with Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams standing on the sidelines. Green Bay has only forced 1 turnover in the preseason as well, so that can be something to watch for. It will be interesting to see how this defense plays against the best defense it will see before week 1. The Packers' 2020 first-round draft pick looks set to play in his 2nd NFL preseason game. He missed last weekend's clash with the New York Jets due to a shoulder injury. Green Bay will hope to see the young QB produce some points in offense for the team in Buffalo. My betting advice for that game is to pick Buffalo Bills minus 9.5. Baltimore Ravens vs Washington Football Team. The Ravens' run game has also looked fantastic throughout the preseason. They've followed their regular season game plan and allowed the ground game to take over for stretches of each game, and it has worked perfectly. On the defensive side of the ball, the Ravens need to figure out who will step up on the back end of the defensive line and linebacker unit. With Matthew Judon leaving in free agency, the defense needs someone to re-establish the presence on the edge, and the final preseason game will allow the Ravens to see if rookie Odafoe or 3rd-year linebacker Jalen Ferguson can fill that void. The addition of Justin Houston should help alleviate the loss of Judon in the regular season. Otherwise, the Ravens need to find players who can rotate snaps, especially by mid-season when the injuries start to pile up on the defensive line, and Justin Madubuike or Justin Ellis will be watched closely as a result. Antonio Gibson is the squad's #1 RB, so don't expect to see any of him or J.D. McKissic in this one. 3rd-string RB Jared Patterson has fared well in his 2 preseason games, rushing for 111 yards on 26 carries. Curtis Samuel has yet to play in the preseason and won't play in this one. The 25-year-old tallied 850 receiving yards with the Panthers last year. 2nd-year WR Antonio Gandy Golden led the team with 3 catches last week and should see extended action in this one. Baltimore has had 3 rushers average more than 4 yards per carry in both of their preseason games. Much like the Ravens, Washington has had plenty of success running the football. Undrafted free agent running back Jared Patterson has flashed his ability, earning himself 110 rushing yards and a touchdown throughout his first 2 NFL appearances. The running game is always far less volatile than the passing game, so expect another good performance from Patterson in this one. An efficient run game minimizes the odds of turnovers and other game-killing plays, which is often enough to win in the preseason. The Ravens clearly know how to win in the preseason, as they're going for their 20th straight preseason victory in this game. My betting advice for that game is to pick Baltimore Ravens minus 3. Quick reminder, you can get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on our partner sportsbook BetUS after you open an account using our link down below and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES when making your deposit. Chicago Bears vs Tennessee Titans. The Bears are on the road and facing a very tough Titans team. The Titans were 11-5 last season and won the AFC South. The year before the Titans were 9-7 and made the playoffs as a wild card team. Ryan Tannehill won't be on the field for this one as he prepares for the season opener. Thursday, it was announced that Matt Barkley would get the start here, though he would rotate series with Logan Woodside as the duo battle for the number 2 job. Barkley is 17 of 24 for 169 yards and 3 scores, while Woodside is 17 of 23 for 148 yards plus a pair of scores. Mekhi Sargent, 32 carries, 136 yards, and Brian Hill, 20 carries, 57 yards, are battling for probably the number 3 spot on the depth chart at running back behind Derrick Henry and Darrynton Evans, 4 carries, 26 yards, who are locked into the top 2 spots. Mason Kinsey, 10 receptions, 107 yards, TD, has been a revelation during the preseason and could steal a roster spot if he can turn in another solid performance here. It will be interesting to see how cautious Tennessee is with the players that have a spot potentially locked up after their latest COVID-19 outbreak reached 9 players, including Tannehill and linebacker Harold Landry, according to reports Thursday. In addition, special teams coach Craig Aukerman is in the COVID-19 protocols and won't be here either. Head coach Mike Vrabel has really turned this team into an AFC powerhouse the last couple of years. Rodney Adams has had a strong preseason. He had 4 catches for 57 yards in week 1 and 3 catches for 89 yards and a TD last week. Adams' TD was a 73-yard catch and run score. He is fighting to make the final roster and should see a lot of time with Fields in this game. Fields and Adams have had a strong camp and preseason together. In 2019, the Titans won their first 2 playoff games before losing to the soon-to-be Super Bowl champions in the AFC Championship game. Last season they fell to the Ravens in the wild card round. My betting advice for that game is to pick Tennessee Titans. Arizona Cardinals vs New Orleans Saints. Arizona lost 17-10 to the Kansas City Chiefs as 3.5-point underdogs Friday, with the Cardinals averaging a whole yard fewer per play less than the Chiefs and KC converting 15 more first downs, 28-13. The Cardinals will also want to see how their defense looks heading into the season, a unit that was impressive last year but can potentially be one of the best in the NFL next season. The big news on Friday was the reports that Jameis Winston would be named the Week 1 starter over Taysom Hill. Winston has been strong all preseason but was exceptional last weekend. After going 9/10 with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, it was clear who the favorite would be. With that said though, it's uncertain who will suit up at quarterback for the Saints, but if nothing else, it could be Ian Book or Trevor Siemian who get the bulk of the stats. The question will be how rookies like linebackers Avon Collins and quarterback Marco Wilson are able to integrate into the lineup and play key roles in the back end of their respective units. Moreover, it will be important to see what the defensive line rotation looks like, and while off-season acquisition J.J. Watt won't play much in the upcoming game, if at all, the back-end players on the defensive line like Leaky Fodu and Corey Peters will hope to take advantage of the final preseason game and establish themselves as part of the defense. Arizona QB Kyler Murray completed just 1 of 4 passes for 2 yards in his first preseason game. My betting advice for that game is to pick New Orleans Saints. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.